America, baby, did it ever exist? Were you hoping for a life full of heavenly bliss? When you stepped out of Vault number 76, feels like we waited forever for this. A stuffed old chips and selection of dips, rehydrate those ancient celery sticks, 'cause we're gonna have a party down at 76.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the Welded Life live stream. I'm your host, Welded Life, coming to you live from sunny My Wife's Craft Room here in wacky and wonderfully wild, while wistfully wasteful, the wondrous Western Kentucky. Welcome, wasteland wanderers, to what I will wager walks willingly and wantonly to weird whereabouts and wishing worthwhile wages were working their way within reach. We here with the Welded Life washings want to wet your whistle with warped wells of wisdom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are on the spinning ball of water and dirt, especially you, Sig. Welcome to the stream. We're about to get underway. It's not going to be a terribly long stream. I know I'm starting a little late today. Excuse me. But we're going to do a little goofing, I guess, today. Let's see here. This evening I will be in Vienna, Illinois. It's spelled Vienna as in like Italy. But Vienna, they say it Vienna. As in like the sausages. The little mini little canned wieners. But it's like I like to go out to towards central and eastern Kentucky near Lexington. Because there's an area near Lexington it's called Versailles. And it's spelled just like in France. You have Versailles. And I often will go that way. And just for shits and giggles, if I'm over near that side of Lexington, Kentucky, I will stop off like I'm some kind of, because I've got out of town plate, so nobody will think anything about it. It'll be different county. I'll often go. Try to get to Versailles, Kentucky, and they'll look at me, Versailles. I go, yeah, Versailles, and I'll spell it out for them. Oh, you mean Versailles? No, I mean Versailles. I go, it's pronounced Versailles. I go, oh, no, I'm pretty sure the French had it first, and they named it Versailles. 4 years of French language in high school tells me that you're wrong. And they'll get so mad at me. Woo-wee. They're talking about getting them to light up. Especially if they're from Versailles. Oh. They will part there come unfucking hinged. Alrighty. So let's get to the fun today. Let's see. We're in the Discord. All I gotta do. I know I'm dressed up all fancy with my flannel shirt on this morning. We're getting on that season, so I'm kind of getting myself adjusted to wearing long sleeves on the regular versus t-shirts and short sleeves. This will be about as warm a clothing as I wear all winter. Not because of lack of cold. Believe you me, here in Western Kentucky, it's a fair bit cold. Going to lose your glasses today. I will turn that off. You abuse the privilege. I will turn that channel feature off. That point redemption off. I have no problem with turning them off. I have access. I have the power. Don't abuse the privilege, sir. I'm going to get me some of the... I think I'm going to take these here. Which, this is, this mask I've called, the Laughing Patriot. For his, I can get it on there correctly. For his smile. Now, transition on over. All leather, and I painted it and did all the dirtying it up, look to it. But these goggles on there are like costume, like steampunk goggles. I was thinking about taking those and actually having some glasses, like prescription shaded lenses made for it. The only problem with doing something like that is that Well, the problem with doing something like that is that would the damage it takes to the front. Oh, let's see. What is the cost on that? Let me check the cost on that. Let's see. Glasses. Lose the glasses 5 minutes. Oh, it's going to go up in price, if anything. I see. That's how that works. I'll make it go up in cost. Oh yeah. That was a labor of love. It's actually molded. It's molded to my face. So I actually laid the leather down when I was getting it to harden, to dry out while it was still wet, so it would hold shape. It was actually mold fitted to my face. And then once I got it dry, I let it get good and dry, and then I started doing all the tooling on it and stuff. Like there's divots that look like cracks in it and stuff like that. You know, you can really tell like underneath the eye and above along the eyebrow. You can't really see it in the camera. The camera's not the greatest. All right, let's get into it today. Let's see. We got some goodies going on in the thing here. Here in a few days, my subscription fee will deduct itself, and I will have. I'm thinking, but this is a pretty good deal for those who didn't see this yesterday, who weren't here early enough to see it. This is a pretty good deal. You get it's a full building that you can put down. So instead of spending hours and hours laying out buildings, you can just throw down a tavern. Boom. At first I was kind of leery about the buildings and stuff like that, and I kind of like those lights for a kind of I wouldn't say it's Victorian. Well, it would be Victorian era lamps and lights, which of course electricity wouldn't necessarily be in the forefront. But the old school vintage lights like that, light covers with the Vault Girl. Be warned, if you're going to get it, I would get it as soon as possible. The leftoids and the crazy, overexcitable left will have this removed. Why does it got to be the Vault Girl for a tavern light? They try to say something about tavern servers and blah, blah. There'll be something that they come for to cancel it. So I'm just, I've predicted things like this in the past. Let's see, it was probably about 2000 and what year? 2006 or 2007. It was right around the time. Let's see when that song came out. There's a song come out called, I can't remember the name of it. Foster the People, Pumped Up Kicks. Okay, it would have been 2010. Okay. This was 12 years ago. Okay. The song, all the little other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, outrun my gun. All the other kids. Everybody knows that song. It's on the, well, I don't know what y'all get radio-wise over there. Hold on a second. Well, about that time of year, about that year, when that song came out, that Christmas, around that Christmas season, I was working inventory control in the inventory room, sorting inventory for a retailer named Hastings Retail, or Hastings Entertainment, should I say? The company's went out of business since then. They sold games, books, music, a lot of your action figure, trends, items, collectibles. That's what their business was. And they sold these, and we were back in the inventory control, and I would play the radio. and it was Christmas. Well, I know that sometimes it takes time for things to go overseas. Not as much these days.
I'm the coolest, right?
I am the coolest. Thank you. Well, we were listening to Christmas music. I was trying to timestamp in my head when the conversation happened. So it was right about the time that song was out. It may have been as late as 2011, but 12 years ago. We were listening to Christmas songs, and there's that one by, was it Nat King Cole? Let's see. Let me see if I can find the song. Let's see. Oh, come on. Give me a second. I'm going to find it. Because I'll play a little bit of it. Let's see.
Hey, Walden.
Hey. We're discussing a prediction that I made. That I made back in 2010, 2011. There was that Christmas song.
You know,
Let's see, it was
I'm moving. It's cold outside.
that song. It's cold outside.
Oh, God. What about it?
I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is
But
no.
baby, it's
Well-
cold outside.
There's a lyric in there.
On every vacation,
There's a lyric in there. Hold on, let me get the lyrics up. In there, because I was listening to it. Because everybody's around that time. Eminem was catching a bunch of heat. About all the stuff because a lot of his stuff had a lot of humor to it. He was making jokes, and a lot of it consisted of jokes about gay people, and everybody was all up in arms and hateful and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. Pumped Up Kicks. You remember that song? All the other kids with the pumped up kicks. You better run, outrun my gun. Remember that song?
No.
It was all over the radio. It was by the Fosters or something like the Fosters or something or another. Well, it was a big song in 2010, 2011 range. You just don't hear it as much anymore, but it was about a kid going to school with ill intentions and a firearm, if you catch my drift, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't support anything like that on this channel. That's horrible shit. Because I'm from Paducah, Kentucky, originally, McCracken County, and everybody heard about the Heath High School shooting. Matter of fact, the motherfucker just went up for parole and got denied. That's a life sentence, sir. Enjoy. He won't be getting on with his life unless it's inside of a jail cell. But around the time that Eminem was catching flack for his lyrics, that song came out, and there wasn't two words said about it. Like the lyrics, if you listen to the lyrics, it's not like it hints at it. Outrun my gun, outrun my bullets were two of the lines in there. All the other kids with pump up kicks better run, outrun my gun. All the other kids with the pump up kicks better run, outrun my bullets. So it's not hinting at anything. It's directly saying it. But that Christmas season, and I said this, with the baby, really can't stay, but baby, it's cold outside. And guess what line? Let's see. The neighbors might think, baby, it's bad out there. Say, what's in this drink? Is the literal line. Say, comma, what is in this drink? What's in this drink? She asks, because the discussion in the song, if you listen to it, she's like, it's been nice to hang out with you, but I need to go. It's getting late. The weather's getting bad. I want to get home. Well, because the weather's getting bad. That's the whole premise of Baby It's Cold Outside, right? Say, what's in this drink? No cab to be had out there. He's trying to convince her to stay. And she's saying, what will the neighbors think? What will people say if I stay here tonight. Even with the weather, even with all the stuff going on, I need to get home. My family will worry. You know, my reputation. Say what's in this drink. He's basically pulled a Cosby before it was a Cosby. Is the implications there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, "Did you hear that line?" We had a Christmas CD playing in my inventory control room. So I rewound it a little bit and I play it. I said, "Listen to that line. If they're going after Eminem for a joke, for his humorous music, which is clearly joking, his stuff is, you know, very comedy laden. Some of it's kind of serious and edgy, but some of it was just a lot laced with a lot of humor and jokes. They will straight up go after this song. A few years later, you know, actually a few years ago, you heard about the big scandal about this whole thing.
No, I didn't.
It was all over it was all over the news. The cancel culture was at it and full force, and yeah, they went after that song. They went after him for specifically that song. And it was like, man, I called that a decade ago. Y'all can eat a dick. I knew it was coming. I know how they think. I could. They're so predictable. It's like it's just a matter of time.
Well, I'm going to bed, dude.
You're going to bed? When are you going to stream next? Or thinking about it? Like, this weekend's going to be rough for me because I got...
I don't know if I am right now, okay?
Okay, I don't know right now. I'm just trying to see so I can try to be on your stream next time, man.
No, I don't know if I'm going to stream again, right?
Oh,
okay.
Don't do that because I got to show up for it like I promised.
I need to go to bed. I'll talk to you later.
Go get to bed, feel better, and I'll catch you next time, bud. Feel better.
Mm.
Have blessed dreams and blessed sleep. Sweet soldier of the Twitch and the gaming lifestyle. All right. Okay, we've done enough here, but I predicted in 2011-ish, or around it was either 2010 Christmas or 2011 Christmas. I think it was 2010 Christmas because the song was really new. It had been playing through the summer that year. So, let's social. Let's go on to... We'll join Tipper's World if it'll let me. She's on there streaming. I got her again today, by the way, folks. I got her again with the jump scare for Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good. Where they've got the theme music for Ghostbusters edited down to be much more perverse. But it jumps in so hard, like if I can catch her just right, if I watch her stream, and judging for a 5-second window, if I can time it where she literally, I send it to activate. About the time she looks away, having just read her chat, she won't see it pop up. Boom. I am got her 9 times now with that shit. Of course, the running joke being that she has a lot of questionable... she has the AC/DC song, Let Me Put My Love Into You, in there. Is one of her channel redemptions for her channel points. Hers are brains, which I never understood why hers are brains. So I use welds. It's like weld beads. I should have put beads and weld beads on there. I'm thinking about changing it. It says welds when you look at it for the channel points. I don't think people understood if I put weld beads on there if they would understand what I mean. So it's like, okay, welds. But, so that's why we went with the welds instead of weld beads or bead lines or anything of that like. Stormtrooper, ready for battle. Alright, so we can get this up there. Alright, now let's go. Well, we got script surplus weekend, so make sure that it's going on through, what's the date on that? Hold on, let me pull up my Fancy Dan picture here that I took. I try to get a picture, a screenshot of I only hold on to it for the season. Through October 3rd, script surplus and Gold Rush weekend. Oh, you're pushing it today, see?
My glasses! I can't see without them!
time is 9:37. See, you're all you're really doing here, Sig, is making sure that I can't read your comments for the foreseeable 5 minutes, which at 9:42, I get to put my glasses back on. You always wait till I'm about to sell stuff. I've noticed. At least you're not waiting until I'm in combat, which of course VATS helps that. Let's see. Let's see what I got. I got a bloody chainsaw. Let's see. We want to get the nocturnal minigun. That's got to go.
Gary!
Those have got to
A
go.
bit clumsy today, are we?
I'm clumsy every day.
Gary!
Yeah, that price on that's going to go up. No, I didn't die. You can't. Don't play that. I didn't die. You burn them points up all you want. That just gives me more room before you rack up enough for the next lose my glasses. I'm going to increase the price on that. I think I made that way too low. And you're the only one, like you and one other person are like the only people that use it. Let's see. Hunters would. Let's see. Oh, we got to get the power armor off there. Let's see. Anything down here? We're holding on to the unyielding. Vanguard, we'll get rid of the Vanguard. Alright. See, some of this I can almost do blind. So the joke's on you. Ha 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 ha. Nana nana boo boo. Stick your head in doo doo. I know how to do this without. Patriot Prime helmet. Mutant Raider power arm. Which arm it is, I don't know, but I can tell it's mutant. See, I didn't get glasses until about 6th grade. And for those of you over in, for you especially, Sig, because you're from Norway, and I don't know how the school grades and how you go year by year and how they figure that. I don't know what y'all call it. We start our first year in what we call kindergarten. I guess it's akin to the German word for kid or child, kinder or kinder. Garden is in a garden of children. And that's like your base. You learn your alphabet. You learn to count to like 10. You have nap time. It's usually a half-day school. I had to go full day, I believe, or I went in the afternoon, or from like noon to whatever. I think mine was a whole day. So I remember getting there early and then going through and doing everything until lunch, and then I remember taking a nap after lunch, and then there was then you have first grade on up, so you figure you're 5 years old in kindergarten, and then you add 6 more years, you're 11, 12 years old by the time you're in 6th grade, which is what they call middle school. Your first year of middle school. You have 5th grade as the last year of elementary, so you have kindergarten plus 5 years of elementary school. And then you go into middle school for, well, depending on where you went to school, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's middle school. Then you go into high school before you go off to college. It's 4 years before you go to college. I know it's weird. But in 6th grade is when I first got my first pair of glasses. So I was about 12, 13. So I'd learned to read. Time is up. I learned to read without glasses on when I was very young. What I'm trying to say is I was already well into learning how to read. Oh well, I mean, I'm just trying. I didn't want to. The only reason I say that is I didn't want the reference to be lost if I start talking about American schools. Hafix, we've got channel points on here now, sir. I don't know if you're aware, and welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. And one of them is you can spend your channel points on making me play for 5 minutes without my glasses on, which makes.
Well, I mean, like, at the moment, can you hear me?
Yes. Where the fuck have you been, asshat?
I've been having marital problems.
Marital problems? Well, tell her go in the kitchen, fix you a sandwich. Don't you know how that works? No, don't take my advice here. She'll Lorena Bobbitt your ass. Don't do it. If you don't know that reference, please don't ever look up Lorena Bobbitt. Bobbit.
Yep, no, got the joke. It's all good. Yes.
It's basically she might as well have fed his Johnson to a wallaby.
No,
or a dingo.
I've been around. I've been lurking. Don't worry. I've been.
You need to speak up. I was worried about you the other day. I was wondering, like, there's several people, like, you've been on around the era. You were on as a part of the Welded family. And by the way, Sig, Flying Newbie, the guy in chat, his name is Sig in game, Sig Marin or something like that. I can't remember how it's spelled. He's a minor, but his dad's okay with all my R-rated content, let's say. So, Sig, this is Hafix. He is a longtime Welded family member. He's been more of a distant fam member here lately. But, you know, life is what life is. And then he knows I'm going to give him hell over that, so it's not over for him.
Hey, I'm a red-headed, OG member. It's fine.
Yeah, you're one of the, let's see, I don't remember, you're one of the early ones. You're one of the first, apart from the ones my followers I got while I was playing City of Heroes in the evenings, you're one of the first ones from when I really got hard and heavy on Fallout 76. When I finally got I was having issues streaming Fallout 76 early on. Because there was something about my settings and whatever. I had it all jacked up or whatever. But now I got it fixed.
Yeah,
Man, it's good to hear your voice again, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got a half fixed, so it's fine.
You stream it all yet?
No, not at the moment. No, I'm not.
Well, when you start streaming, let me know in advance on the Discord. Just send me a private message or do this shameless self-promotions. I'm always eager to see people shamelessly self-promote themselves or stuff there. You know.
Well, yeah, when I decide I will, I do have some friends that might shamelessly plug.
Okay. Or if you have streamers you found, you can shamelessly plug other people. I don't care. Let's see.
Okay.
You can now make legendary chainsaws. Did you know this?
Yeah, I need to. I got so much stuff I need to like sell or delete or whatever.
Well, if you're getting rid of stuff, now is the time to do it. It's the script surplus this weekend, through October the 3rd.
Yeah, I am so over cucumbered. It's ridiculous.
The over cucumbered. We still use that here on the channel. Over cucumbered comments,
Good,
yes.
because being you get over encumbered, but then you become over cucumbered because
It's a whole different level of cucumberedness or over encumbredness.
Yeah, exactly.
People just don't get it why we call it over cucumbered, because it really is. And then Jersey had posted that damn meme of the cucumber meme. You remember that, the thrusting cucumber?
Yep. So what? It doesn't matter. It's hefty either way.
Let's see. 6. Thank you for the lurk, sir. I don't have a bot set up where it thanks you automatically. I like to thank my people directly. Dude, I've got over 31 sets of power armor, all full sets, and every a set of T45 with every legendary effect on it. Like one full set of Overeaters, one full set of, all of it. Yeah, I know, I'm a real loser, right? Talk about not having a life. Yeah.
Oh no, I've been a complete loser for a long time.
Oh, that's just because you haven't been to my stream actively, sir. For no other reason than that.
You take that back. You don't call me sir. No.
Oh no, I will not take it back. No, that's it. Me and Jersey worked so hard, making that base for you, wiring up your camp and that rando location out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's still there.
Good. I'm glad it's still there. This is so. What do I still got me so damn heavy? We've had a lot. I actually got. Were you here when I finally got affiliated?
No, I
finally got affiliate. Yeah, that's been forever ago. Yeah. I got affiliated. I still haven't put my payment information in to take any money because I still don't want no damn money. It's all about the title.
Yeah, well, yeah. There you go.
Man, you've missed a lot.
Yes, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, marital issues. You said she's opted for the opted to be a witch with a capital B. See, I say witch isn't because it's Halloween, a witch. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but you're also not. You're still on loudspeaker.
Am I? Well, she ought to know my sense of humor. I mean, good lord, if she thinks I'm not going to give her hell for stuff, then she's definitely not watched my stream ever before. I do everything I do with love, okay? And I'm going to bust anybody's balls. There's nothing so hard, as far as relationships, marriage, or otherwise. Believe me, I was married for a decade and a half to a blackout drunk. Cannibal. I married for a decade and a half to a blackout drunk, me pretending that it was okay, that everything's fine. But only to find out she was angry with me because I didn't seem like I cared because I would fall asleep when we were arguing. Because when you have narcolepsy and extreme emotion, like sometimes people, laughter is their thing, their trigger. It can cause you to go to cataplexy and just narc out. She would stress me out arguing with me at 2 in the morning, like at 2 or 4 in the morning when she's already had a fifth of vodka, and be mad at me for falling asleep. So,
yeah, not fair.
But but it was always like the idea was always like you're yelling, you're getting upset over inane things. Now, if I had done something terrible, I mean, like truly terrible, like purposefully went out and kicked a puppy, which I would never do, just to be clear. Okay, be upset with me, be angry. I get it. But there's certain things that you just don't get mad at people for. There's no need. And nothing is so important that it should cause duress to a relationship.
Yeah. Well, then yes, I understand what you're saying, and
That's why I use humor. Clearly, you've taken me off of speaker now. Hello, Lady Ella V. Hello.
Attention, citizens. Nuclear strike imminent.
I haven't taken it off speaker, but let's just
Thank you for your
we'll put
cooperation.
that somewhere else.
You need to be nice to him, Miss Haffix. You need to be nice to him. That's Welded Life's orders. Don't make me come over there. Don't make me come over and kick a wallaby. Because I'll do it, by God. I'll kick a wallaby and feed it to a dingo. I'm just picking stereotypical Australian animals because why not? All right. Yeah, she's welcome to run her mouth at me. That's okay. I expect her to be fun to be. There's all fun to be had by all types, and she's welcome on the stream. In fact, I encourage you to invite her on here so I can give her a piece of my mind. You know, we'll break her in good and proper there, Haffix, for you. We'll get her squared up for you. Good Lord, are they just?
No.
We're gonna fast travel to the duck. The duck's Shogun Duck's still around too. More than you. Welcome back. I'm just glad to have you back, Haffix. Honestly, it's been a minute. I got a little ball busting to catch up on with you. Every now and again, there's a picture where you were wearing that ranger outfit, and we were up there at one of the Blood Eagle camps that we'd cleared out. It was early on. You were low level or something.
Yeah.
You were doing shotgun build or something like that, as I recall. God, why do I ever fucking remember that? Jesus.
No, but like, no, I like having the shotgun build. So fuck your shotgun build.
Well, I'm not knocking the shotgun build. I'm just saying, it's what I recall from the time, and why I recall it, I don't fucking know. Of all the things to recall.
It's also because, super low level and I'm shit, so it's fine.
No. Everybody's shit at a game, they don't play it a lot. Like, I got real good just because I play so much. I'm just so used to how the mechanics work.
But yes.
Yeah, I'm in the rad zone.
Yes, but yes.
Nobody gets good overnight. Oh, no. We're...
Give me a sec.
God, she's an ugly bitch. Get her before she gets away. Give her, yeah. Oh, yay. All right. I love the. I'm gonna have to get that power armor thing. The Captain Cosmos power armor. That's gonna have to happen. I really, really like it. It's just a big. It's the big spacesuit looking deal. It looks just too good. I just love it. Oh, there's Tipper. Firecracker berries. Lady Ellaby, are you streaming? You are not. Okay. So. Alright, people are texting me now. It better be good.
Yes.
Got to make sure I remember to get pictures of. I made a hatchet for an auction at my Masonic lodges. Does a barn degree for from somebody becomes a master mason. It's their third degree. I made a hatchet and engraved it with the Masonic logo and the little. You'll find sometimes how the Masonic logo it has a little ribbon, one of those fancy ribbons underneath it that says faith, hope, and charity. And I put that on there underneath it. I did that. I made handcrafted the handle. You know, is it the most beautiful hatchet in the world? No, but I made it, and it's. I like it. I think I did a pretty decent job.
But like it doesn't like the engraving that was done.
Well, I did the entire thing.
Yeah. No, but. Yeah. No, sorry. I'm a. Yeah. No, I deal with IT stuff, so.
IT stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, your job is IT.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, someone's like, oh.
I need somebody.
yeah,
I honestly need somebody to design a Welded Life logo for like merch, and because I've just got no skills in that department, and I couldn't pay them any for heart. I don't make any money. I'm not a wealthy man by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, I can try.
I was gonna say if you know anybody, because you might know like graphic designers and stuff like that. If you're in IT, that's your. I'm not saying that every just because you work with computers, you know everybody in every field of IT, but you know.
No, but no, yeah, no. I do know people. Like I do know what like artists.
I had a
doing.
my beautiful idea. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but for what they want to know is like, what do you like? The first question is like, what do you want? So I was like,
okay. I have the image in my head. Okay. I wear a speed glass welding helmet, and I wear a full leather jacket. The suede looking, you know what I'm talking about. It's the light brownish looking deal. But I'm thinking, I like the TIG weld. That's my ooh, I love it stuff. So I was thinking, like TIG welding. You've seen the diamond plate that they use on like trucks for like these steps or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the name Welded Life, but done out looking like the blocky like letters, where I'm welding like it looks like I'm TIG welding, torching. If you're facing, the torch would look like it's in my left hand and the filler rod in my right. Welding about halfway down the name for Welded Life. So it says Welded Life, but it's got that welder above it. The word, it can be tilted back a little bit. It could be at an angle even. I'd prefer to. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's my idea.
Oh yeah, totally. But I mean, at this stage, yeah, you're not gonna get that. Like, that's very.
Oh, I'm gonna watch this level 55 bite it. Looking total dick.
Well, yeah, totally.
Oh, he had to help. I'm just gonna watch him die. Oh. Oh, look, there's Outlaw 6. But if I do, like, I was thinking about maybe like doing merch and stuff. So I don't think people would buy it, but you know, I'm looking to the future. You know,
It really depends on the merch.
I'd like to do something to weld them, something for the welded fam, like on the same lines.
Yeah, but like.
The welded fam is a lot like an actual weld on on two pieces of steel. The weld is, if the weld is done properly, which with the welded fam it is, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. The metal itself will rip apart long before the weld does. As should all.
Well, it depends too.
That's what.
Yeah. You know, if you're trying to, it depends what you're trying to make the weld too.
True. Well, I mean, if you're assuming proper procedure and everything like that, that's all I'm saying. Like if I were to take some 7018 welding rods and weld up two pieces of steel together, you know, proper, you know, clean the welding space off, you know, with my angle grinder, with flat disc or whatever I'm using to make sure the surface areas are clean. I have the proper bevel, proper thickness. The metal, whatever thickness is, have the proper welding rod for it, and I do everything properly. You know, the tensile strength of the welding material itself, the actual weld bead itself, is going to be like 70,000 pounds. The tensile strength of steel is 50,000 plus usually. So you know, everybody's probably seen that commercial where they take the bolt out of, like, was it a Ford or a Chevy, and they mount it to the truck bed or something, or they bolt it on and they hook this crane to it and they lift up the truck. Well, it better fucking be able to hold up the truck.
Well, I mean, in Australia, no, they don't do that.
As far as what, the welds or they're
Not like no both.
do they not have great welders over there? Do I need to come to Australia to show how you Aussies how to weld?
Oh no, we know how to do that, but also remember, you can walk up to any household, plug it into the wall, and you've got 240 volt.
Yeah, well, here you've got in your fuse box, you've got 240s. Just you run the proper breaker for the outlet to make it 240.
Well, exactly. You have to fuck around and deal with and then rolling around and making two 120 volt into 240, whereas
Right, that's what we got here.
240
It's the same thing. I mean, it's all universal. Electricity is electricity. I mean,
Oh, well,
it depends on your.
ultimately, yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I got a 440 welder out, so it'll technically be a 480. It's the range on it gets bigger as you go. It's 220, 440. Yeah, it takes 440 or whatever the. I say we always say 110 and 220 here in the States because they leave that. I know it's 115, and then it's 240 the way it doubles up and everything.
Yeah.
But they leave that little window gap so that people don't overburden a breaker or a socket. Because of we Americans, we like to push the limits of things.
Yeah, but you push the limits of things, but it's already halfway less than what everyone else is dealing with. But sure.
No, I mean we do well. My breaker box has 220 in it. To get 440, that's industrial, what we consider industrial level, or you'd have to pay them to run a 440 in. We say, but we quote on the smaller side of the voltage is what I'm saying. Is all the difference. But so if I say 440, that's not. I don't want you to think. What do you mean 440? But yeah, I mean,
it's more of a case of typically you go up to someone and you're like, all right, cool. You wanna go get a kettle, plug it on the wall. You're like, all right, boil water. Boom. Takes 2 hours to boil water.
2 hours to boil water.
Well, here it takes 15 minutes.
Where does it take 2 hours to boil water?
People I've talked to, I'm like, hey, you want to have a kettle that you plug on the wall and go, click, boil water.
We have teapot. We have coffee pots that brew coffee that you can have not necessarily boiling water, but scalding hot water. Boiling water. If you're talking to Americans who don't know how to fucking boil water, they need to fucking give up on life.
Oh, yes, trust me. Yes, I do. I'm aware of that.
You are talking to the wrong damn Americans. First of all, bring your America questions to me, please. I will address them all expertly.
If you're caught out and about with no place to go, the responders have an outpost in Flatwood.
There's a bigger issue there, but yes.
Look, I may sound like a country bumpkin most of the time, but I'm no schlub when it comes to a lot of stuff.
It's not that you're a schlub. It's yeah, it's there's a private issue going on.
A what issue?
Private.
Oh, private issue. Okay, well.
Yep.
Something's wrong with their electric. It's taking 2 hours to boil water. That's what I'm saying. At any rate, I won't razz on them too bad. It's you know them. I won't bust their chops too hard, but still. Let's see. I want to put some.
If you hang around those raiders, they'll have nothing to do with
Mind you, well, I know here, and then you've got your maximum voltage is what, 240? No, sorry, what? No, 120, 180.
Our max, we call it. I mean, it's well, when we say our standard outlet is a one. When you look at the regular, go plug the TV in outlet, it's a 110. Now at our breaker box, where at our
110.
It's not actually a 110. We say 110 because the safety people and all that OSHA and all that shit, They always quote it. I know it says it's 110 to 150, 110 to 120, or 110 to 115, or whatever the actual voltage is. Electric's a standard as far as like electricity, the way it flows. They always do it in like comparable everywhere. Everywhere it's the same. It's just the outlets may be a little different. European outlets, or I don't, versus ours or whatever. They don't understand. Everybody here in the States, and it pisses me off. They put their outlets in upside down with the two prongs on the top and the one on the ground on the bottom. It's supposed to be upside down where you have the two slots at the bottom and the ground at the top. So something, if it were loose, something comes down, it'll hit that ground first, and anything that might rock toward it will ground it out and kill and pop the breaker. Versus if it hits on top, completes the circuit, it may cause a house fire. People don't realize that here in the States. I'm not an electrician, and I fucking know this shit. But the thing is, the electrical code in a lot of in the United States does not say, whether I don't know if there's a federal code, but as far as statewide, from state to state, doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
And I know that there's also a difference between European outlets and American outlets. A European outlet, if you have it half plugged in, you won't get any power until you fully engage the plug. Then you have power. America, you can have it half-ass in there and you're still getting power. Another issue I have. Like, I understand the issues, but let's do Tattered Mole Head.
Potatoes, you're just amazing.
Look,
So fresh and only a few rags.
But no, I don't want to do that. I want to do. But we always quote it. Our outlets are like 110 to 115 or whatever the max is. But they always put that range in there for safety of like the operating range. But we always quote a 110 outlet or a 220 or a 440. That's just how we say it. Has nothing to do with what it's capable of. It's capable of more. But for safety's sake, they've favored quoting the lower end to keep it out of their heads of getting. Some Americans, like myself, will get creative, like building welders, like I've done.
Yeah.
Hey, it works and it's amazing.
Hey, I'm Australian, so I'm dealing with 240 volt.
But is your standard outlet a 240 and everything everything you plug in has to convert down to whatever the power need is?
No, yeah, everything that is for us, everything is 240 volt.
Like your standard lamp, like you go to plug in a lamp, you're plugging it into 240?
Yep.
Jesus.
240, hell yeah.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
What do you got? No comment. I got comments for that, but I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to be nice.
No, come on.
No.
Do it. No, come on, do it.
No. I just see a lot of I see a lot of catastrophe in that, and I just worry. I'm one of those ones that always err on the side. Like, look, I may be like, hey, look, I built a welder, but it doesn't mean I didn't go to extremes when verifying safety and making sure everything was housed up, no bare metal on the outside that might potentially touch something on the inside. Safety is rule number one in the shop, and that is just like that. That's it. It's the safety involved with plugging shit into a 220. That's set that you only need 110 for.
240s we've been dealing with for a long time, so I mean,
I was able to get the ingredients for the venue. Just to remind you.
if you're not game to
Let's have you start by stirring the stew, which will help keep it from
give me
burning.
shit, so come
Remember
on,
to
do it.
continuously
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see the purpose of I think it's a lot more can be done with less voltage in a standard outlet.
No, what? No, but see, like from the other way, it's like, well, why aren't you running 240?
Well, we do have 240. Just there are particular outlets, things that have like a heating element and a dryer, and like if you're doing your laundry, that will require it requires a 240.
Yeah, but think about that, like, so that 240 is standard for
every outlet for you. Yeah, I get it. I understand. That just means you can plug anything into anything, but I worry about overloading the item.
No, I was gonna say is like, no, we actually have 240, but we also have say for ovens, stovetops, dryers.
Right.
So we have a normal like 10 to 12 amp plug, which is what everything normally runs off. But for ovens and for stoves, and especially if they're electrical,
Yeah.
that we run off a 15 amp plug. But that's specific.
Well, 15 amps and volts are different. They're relative but different.
Yes, no, I know they are. And those 15 amp plugs, they have the actual, with, I don't know if you know.
I guess maybe let me ask you this: because this will solve a lot of the question in my mind. Do your outlets, like as far as the plugs themselves, regulate voltage, like draw, like the voltage draw of an item, or is it that the item, like say I'm plugging in a charger into the wall, a phone charger, is the phone charger going to regulate that? I know the phone charger converts it from AC to DC for charging batteries, but does the phone charger regulate the voltage amperage inflow to an item, or does the outlet itself regulate the amperage flow? Because there's going to be a variance there. I'm not an electrician, and electrical math kind of. Okay, so
it depends if it's two prong or three prong.
True, or three prong.
The two prong goes, it's just AC. That's just AC. But the third prong is the earth, or your
ground. Yeah.
Yeah. So it really depends on what they've got plugging in. So if they've got just regular AC, like just they're not plugging in the ground, then who knows? But yeah, you plug in that ground, then yeah, you better believe it's metered and it will kick in.
Yeah. Well, I just wonder about the safety is always my number one. My rule number one when it comes like I teach my son out in the shop. Rule number one in the shop, and if I ask him this right now, if I were to call him in here and say, "Buddy Bear," because that's what we call him, Buddy Bear. What is rule number one in the shop? He's going to say safety. I go, what's rule number two? He's going to either say rule number one or safety. He knows that rule number 1 and 2 are safety in the shop.
Yep. 100%.
But
you go anywhere near any kind of machinery, and there's something you feel that something is going a bit weird.
yeah,
There's a massive big button that says stop. You smack that button. It doesn't matter what's going on.
yeah,
Doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's your dad. Doesn't matter if it's you. Doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
me. If
My
you feel
my welder has 2 emergency stops.
you smack that button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my welder I made has 2 emergency stops. One is the power switch itself, which is no more than a light switch. And the secondary is actually a push stop, like a dimmer switch. So that's where you actually control the voltage or amperage. It actually would be the amperage. So I had to do a lot of I'm not an electrician, so when I hear about things like that, not being an electrician and understanding how it all works exactly, I know enough to be helpful, but not enough to be super effective. Although I did manage my welding machine really well, but that was a lot. I had to learn a lot of electrical engineering math on that I was not familiar with to figure out how many, because I was rewiring a step-up transformer from a microwave to go from its primary intake of 110 or 120 volts, as you'd say, from 110 up to step it up to the voltage and amperage I would need for to do arc gouging, which is where you're using a carbon rod coated with has an outer shell of copper and high pressure air to to liquefy the metal and blow it out of a weld, cutting it away with basically gouging it out.
Yeah.
So I had doing that electrical engineering math. I'm always like trying to err on the side of caution. I got it right, obviously, but it's just not completely understanding electrical stuff. I'm always like on the leery about it, you know.
Well, yeah. Yeah, no, well, yeah.
Mostly because I'm accident prone, like I am, terribly so.
Myself, yeah, well, as you know, massive redhead, so,
The ginge.
just...
Look, man.
just
My beard
Yeah,
turns
just-
red too, dark red.
no, I know, just please don't mention, don't use that word.
Dude, I consider it a badge of honor. Most of my, like, both of my cousins, I have some cousins that are fraternal twins, that are both redhead. Oh, I consider it a badge of honor. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Come on. You know I don't say it in mean. If I were saying it in meanness, get upset. But dude, you ain't got nothing to worry about it being redhead. Shit.
Oh, I know, it's just the
It's your irksome. It's your irksome thing. I got you.
Yeah,
Relax. You're amongst You're amongst the welded fam again.
I know, that's why I didn't go skits. That's why. Yes.
Where in the hell are the stairs to go up? There they are. Retrieve patient records. Let's see here. Patient records. Besides, that ain't got no bearing on you other than your hair color. Unless you let it have bearing on you. And honestly, man, I've told people this before, and I'll tell you, like I tell everybody else. I don't give words power like that, because it gives people too much control over me. To allow words to upset you gives people control over you. And you're better than that.
I try, yes.
Besides, because I have to be, because I don't want to have to ever guard my words if we're talking about sushi. And you're saying welded. Why would sushi? Why would you have to guard your words on sushi? Well, I'll go to order my sushi. Have my sushi with a little bit of wasabi on it, and then I have to have to dress the plate because there's ginger on it. I'm just saying, man. It's a fair point.
Well, you like some pickled ginger, alright. Well,
Oh God! Oh, it's so gross. I once had candied ginger. It was fucking disgusting. It was like ginger in a certain quantity kind of gets a little bit of spice to it, but it was candied.
It's gross. No, it's just gross overall. Just fucking bin it. It's fine.
I mean, it wasn't like it's not gross in general. Like ginger, like when you're getting it on, like the thin slivers of it that you get. What it's there for is you eat your sushi and you go and from one sushi roll to another, and you want to cleanse the palate. You're going from one dish to another. You eat the ginger to help cleanse your palate, so that you're not mixing the flavor of like a really fishy sushi with like some kind of rice or something. You're wanting those differences of flavor and stuff. It's a palate cleanser. But it's good, like the way they do the ginger and on sushi bars when they put it on your thing plate with all that. Oh man, I could eat that all day long like that. I mean, not like in mass. I mean, I have to pace myself because But it's still.
Heard you were out there giving us a hand. I hope you were able to. He's patient, Rucker. I'll let Rucker know.
So let's see. Let's see. Ducks
shit,
on. More Bass is online. Really? I don't know if you've ever watched More Bass. He's another one of those Twitch, I say TikTok streamers, Twitch streamers that I enjoy. I'm currently saving up channel points on his channel for a lot of one of his channel things, channel redemptions. More Bass, please. Let's see, I have enough to do. The pit. You do know the pit's live now, right?
As in, like
The pit expeditions.
oh shit.
Yeah. Would you like me to take you to the pit?
I mean, yes, but time.
What's up now?
It's like 2 a.m.
It's 2. You're thinking about bed. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know you're across the globe. I get it. Ain't got time for old well that I say. No, I'm kidding. Hey. I said I'm kidding.
I know, but because the Queen died, we have 3 days of leave built up, so. I actually don't give a shit about the Queen dying, but I'll take the extra day off.
You will milk it for the holiday that you don't really give two shits that why it's the holiday.
Fucking hell yes, I do.
Yeah, it's you and everybody else on the planet. You know, it's like every person of the Jewish faith. I'll take the Christmas holiday. Why not? Because it's a day off. Why not? And the same goes for me and any other religious holiday that they're declaring a national holiday and I'm taking off for or whatever. That I have no what's the word? No dog in the race, so to speak. I'll take that holiday, sure. I'll be grateful for it. I'm glad you're celebrating whatever. More power to you, whatever.
I mean, hey, so what? So, this is a Friday, so after this evening, then I've got 3 days of dealing with whatever. But
Yeah.
happy to put a label on it.
See, today, this afternoon, I'm going to be out of town up in Illinois. Tomorrow, I am booked out solid. Sunday might be a go for me on my next day to stream. Maybe. I'm hoping. I don't know. I'll probably be exhausted beyond all reason. Let's see. I need to look
Does it involve smoking meat?
No. I'm going to be up in Illinois because my wife, my hat, the Vault Tech hat, and the Nuka-Cola bottle cap, that's all from Nitwit's Craft House. That's my wife. I support her. I make knives and stuff like that and on the side and do that kind of thing for charities and stuff like that. But she does a lot of that stuff. Like, her Nitwit's Craft House, she uses that as a forum to gather money for things like.
Honestly, it's all good, man.
That's why I promote it like I do, because she does all the charity work. Like if I have a charity thing with my lodge, if I go into I will straight up, like she'll straight up like we're doing whenever a Master Mason passes away and leaves behind a widow, the lodge, generally speaking, will take note of that, and at the very least, some lodges do more, some do less. We do a nice big Christmas basket of a thank you to them because of all that their loved one did for the lodge. And sometimes lodges do more. Sometimes we'll have a widow's dinner and invite them out so they can come out to the lodge and sit with people that their husband may have known, and it's like hear those wonderful stories, see why they were a Mason, that sort of thing.
Yeah, which I like. It's honestly that sounds absolutely amazing.
But we do more than just that. We do for out, like this year, last couple of years we've done. There was a teacher who was gunned down in her front yard here in my hometown of Paducah, and my lodge had decided to.
But what do you mean by lodge? Sorry.
Masons, Masonic Lodge.
Yep.
You know, all the conspiracy. You're the ones that conspiracy theorists always go crazy about. Like, oh, they're the Illuminati. They're not.
No. No. Yes, I know, and yes, I understand, and that's cool.
Yes, I did say Paducah, Outlaw.
That's fine. Hey, dude, I'm not.
No, I just people want references to what I'm talking about. I just always throw that out there. The conspiracy theorists love us.
They're like, hey, can I just? Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like that. They see they see the option. Yes, I did say Paducah, and Paducah, not HA, but yes, Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah, I've heard it called Paducah before. Yeah. Outlaw 6 was asking me.
Alright, that's cool. Because it's not issues that I have. It's a few things I adjust. And work with that. But that's fine. But again, fine. Happy to do that.
Well, we do stuff like we had a teacher that got gunned down. This has been a few years ago. She had worked with the special needs at Paducah Tillman schools, the city schools, and she had been working out at the new McCracken County High School. And she got gunned down by a guy. I don't know if he was mentally unstable. I assume he was mentally unstable in general, but she was trying to help him out, and he just showed up in her yard and told her to come out and try to get her to call people out of their homes so he could kill them or something. I don't know exactly. I don't know how much of this is hearsay, how much of it's true. It's all hearsay, so don't take this as the gospel on this. But he basically, when she said no, he shot her. And she fell. He walks up on her at point blank range and puts I don't know how many into her dome piece and unalived her there in her own front yard. So she was her name was Charlie Delta CD McCord, and my lodge the last few years has taken up donations for school supplies, money, and personal hygiene items, because there at the Paducah Tillman schools there's a number of students there who are either couch surfing or living out of their cars because they're quote unquote homeless. So my lodge for the last few years has been taking up donations and giving it to the resource officer there, to the goodie bags, so they can physically have something of their own, a bag to carry their stuff in, whatever, with all their some school supplies and whatnot, and the money that she'll invest in getting a hotel room or someplace where they can go shower one at a time, and clean up if they as needed or whatever, stuff like that.
Oh fuck! There we go. Hello.
Hello.
There we go. Oh.
Hello. What did I miss?
No, sorry. My phone decided to lock out all audio. A little bit.
But that's basically where the CD McCord thing comes in. Everywhere was closed, but I found some guys working on a Camaro in their garage, and they helped me swap the pumpkin for free with Tim. Swap the pumpkin? What? Yeah, things like that tend to happen in Paducah if you're just passing through Paducah. That's why most people end up here. My family being the exception, we came here on purpose. there's not a lot here in Paducah. It's third biggest town in Kentucky.
Is it better or worse than like what's it called? Not Illinois, Idaho.
Well, I've been to Idaho on. Let's see. I'm gonna say no. Well, I mean, it's not Kentucky. It's Kentucky. We have Lexington and Louisville. Those are the two big cities in Lexington and in Kentucky. Louisville is an entire county in size. It was a Jefferson County, and you had Louisville, and Louisville eventually grew outwards until it basically encompassed the entirety of Jefferson County. So it's the Louisville Metro, Louisville Jefferson County Metro, or something like that. Now it's Louisville. It's the whole county of Jefferson County. It's all one big mess of terrible streets.
Yeah, but like each, what I need to know is like each like state or county is like, if you want to go from like one side to the other and just just drove, how long is it going to take to get there?
Depends on the county, depends on the roads. Because if you're like talking here in McCracken County, it won't take you long to go from place to like Western Kentucky. It won't take you no time to go from one end of the county to the other. I can do it in literally next to no time, 20 minutes at most, right? But
so you can go from one end of Kentucky to the other end of Kentucky for like what, 20 minutes?
No, not Kentucky. I'm talking about the county. In the state, I can go from here in Western Kentucky to Paducah. It probably take me about 8 hours to get to the other side of Kentucky. Now I'm talking about trying to get out to Pikeville. See, here's the thing. Some of it, though, here, it's a little misleading. I don't want to mislead. Some of the problems that people have understanding is that once you get into the foothills of the Appalachians, once you get past Louisville and into Lexington and all that, you will have to contend with the hills and the valleys, the roads that run up that way, because they are up the, you're shimmying left and right up a mountain, basically. So you'll go one way, it'll curve around, and as it works its way up the mountain left and right, kind of like fishtailing or stuff like that. So that's where your drive time takes a while.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's where a lot of your drive time takes. That's where a lot of your drive time comes in. So you're probably adding about a half hour to an hour's worth of drive time on there versus as the crow flies. I mean, there's going to be curves in the road and stuff, but
I mean, each state for Australia is like lot. So if you want to go from like state A to state B, it's gonna take you like 2 weeks.
well, I mean, the size of your country is huge. I don't know what the scale is to the United States, but you're talking about a whole. I mean,
Like,
how many territories do y'all have, though? Is the thing. How many territories do you have?
We've got like as far as states and territories, we've got like 6, whatever it is. But if we actually picked up ours and pasted it over the United States, it's actually fairly close to how big yours is. Just our states are just way bigger.
Yeah. scale for Australians to deal with when you're thinking about our thing. Y'all have a much bigger country than, say, people from England, from the UK there. They're looking at it and they go, wow, you could drive 16 hours in Texas and still be in Texas. And they're like, holy shit. Yeah, but you're like the size of like Louisiana or Illinois.
Yeah, but like, you can also just, you can drive around in a circle in Texas and also just get shot.
Not really. It's not. See, that's what your media is doing over there. They think everybody over here. They tell you everybody here over here is gun-toting maniacs. They're half right. We're gun-toting, but we're not maniacs. Those of us who are utilizing our Second Amendment rights are most with very few exceptions. I'm talking minority. I'm talking 1% or less, and that's 1%'s being gracious. Are we responsible firearm owners? I own firearms. I use them responsibly. They're here for either hunting or home defense, self-defense, things like that. I don't go brandishing them, waving them around. I don't go showing them off. I maintain them and keep them clean so they function properly. I keep the ammunition out of them and stored separately from them. Everybody in the house is taught how to respect them. We don't go just, all willy-nilly, just a bunch of gun-toting maniacs. See, so that's about the equivalent of me calling you the G word.
Well,
Except for I don't get bent out of shape about it.
But in saying that though, like on my end, like everything I have it's literally bolted to the house, the structure of the house.
Yeah.
Firing pins are separately stored. Ammunition is separately stored as well in its own. Like, each one of these things are separately stored in its own metal container, which has its own key, which only I have.
Right.
And only I have access to, because that's the other thing is they actually send someone here, and they'll ask, oh hey, does so and so have this? Like, yeah. Like, alright, well then, we're, an official police force, give us access. And if that happens and they actually are able to be given access, I lose my license. I get fined for the arse.
See, mine becomes with like, they come to the door, they knock, say it's the police or whoever. Do you own firearms? Why are you asking? I don't have to give them information. I'm not under arrest. I'm not obliged to. I'm not suspect of anything. But the answer for me is going to be yes. May we see them? No. Why?
No.
Because my Fourth Amendment right says you have no right to I have the right to be securing my personal documents and property. You don't have a right to that. How many do you have? You don't need to know that. You need to know I own them, and that's it. I've made you aware of that. I'm not under arrest, nor am I suspected of anything. Nor would I be.
No, but for us, it's a case of how many do you have? You already know that.
Now, actually, the truth is, see, I have relatives who have passed away who owned firearms, and those would be family. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no, for us, it's a case of like they're not going to ask how many you have. They'll be like, hey, they've looked like when I've been through this before, like many times. They actually walk onto the house. They walk around the property if they can avoid actually engaging with me first. And then they go, oh, hey. It's like, oh, well, they basically walk around, like, try and find anything looking dodgy. They come and it's like, oh
yeah, we call that criminal trespass here. You're not allowed to do that unless I'm actively suspected for something. So you can't just wander around looking for shit. That ain't how that works here.
Yeah, but welcome to Australia.
Yeah.
But that's okay. They can.
And then here's the thing. And here's the thing. People go, well, why do you need firearms? Okay, well, when your police decide that they want to go beyond the law and do as they please, you and your friends cannot stop a tyrannical government. You are not physically able to. You're not prepared for it. I'm not saying that we're here just waiting for shit to pop off. We're sitting here so that shit doesn't pop off. They are our employees. We are not theirs. A people should not fear their government. The government should fear its people and be reminded often of why they have their jobs and for what reasons. Politicians should be changed like diapers, often, and always for the same reason. Because they're full of shit. These are the principles, and I've broken down the principles of the American way of thinking into, little analogies and, funny little quips here and there. But that's essentially what we founded on. We founded our country on not having a central bank. We fucked up on that one. Oops. And that the government is beholden to the people, not us beholden to the government. And that's why we have the First Amendment, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to peaceably assemble, and freedom of the press. Number 2, freedom, the right to form militia, a well-regulated militia, and own firearms. Those are 2 separate things in the Second Amendment. That if you look at your comma faults in there, you'll understand. Most people will say, well, it says for a well-regulated militia in the Second Amendment. Well, yeah, look at the commas, look how the thing's structured. It's also talking about the American people are the militia. Period. That's what it's referencing. And you can look at the Federalist documents, things they wrote after the fact, describing why the things were worded that way, and it's clear. And then you go into the other amendments and stuff like that. Illegal search and seizure, right to a trial. Trial by jury of your peers. All the quartering of soldiers. We all know why that happened. I mean, there's a reason for everything that's in that because our forefathers saw the potential harm in the things that were going on that they disapproved of, and that's why we were. And so when people want to cast the image of gun-toting nuts that are Americans, that's not what it is. That's them disregarding the fact that either A, they don't have those rights in their country and they are jealous because they are under the thumb or the boot of some tyrannical or bordering tyrannical government, or they just don't understand. Like when people, you go to the anti-gun, go to any anti-gun rally, and you have them, and they're,
yeah,
and you ask them,
really,
I like to hunt.
Same.
And I like to be proficient with firearms. But people don't understand it, and that's fine. But if you go to one of these anti-gun rallies, we need to ban assault rifles. There's no firearm on the planet legitimately categorized as an assault rifle. There is not. There is not one. Well, what about the AR-15 though? They like to go to the AR-15. If you ask them, you go to one of these rallies where they're protesting, they want gun laws. Gun laws. We need more gun laws because it worked in Chicago so well. It worked in St. Louis so well. It worked in all these places so well. These blue run cities so well. You ask them, what does AR and AR-15 stand for? They'll usually say assault rifle, something like that. It's Armalite rifle. They don't understand that AR has nothing to do with assault. There's no such thing as an assault rifle. Anything's an assault weapon. The latest and greatest from Nitwit's Craft House. Hold on. We have a TARDIS. Let me get it up on the camera. Mug. Looks good. And so the whole thing is lost Harry Potter.
I mean, yes. A lot of the hunting that I get to do is, it's all very, it's very I guess ancient compared to Western states. It's all single shot for me. It's all, yeah, very much single shot for me. It's all very like, yeah, like it's not. But actually, no, it's very. I have to build in or reload very old, like, you know, 3 footage rounds.
Well, here's the thing. You know, any weapon, you know, it doesn't matter. If people are going to do dirty deeds and do them dirt cheap, they're going to do them. You're not going to stop them with a law. The only thing laws do is limit what the law-abiding citizens can and will do.
Oh yeah.
So basically, by doing something like making unreasonable gun laws and stuff like that, trying to get firearms out of the hands of the people, you're literally saying, "Hey, criminals! Everything's a gun-free zone. You don't have to worry. Just get your black market firearm, go out there and rob people at gunpoint, and they can't do shit." And now there are those people that would be able to do stuff that, you know, who have, like, you know, armed military training or hand-to-hand combat training at close range could, you know, potentially, you know, do something about it, them pointing a gun at them. But the likelihood of them running into that person, yeah. So I mean, when you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. The harder you make it for the civilian population to defend themselves and feel secure in their persons and property, the harder you make it life for everyone. It's just never a good thing. Now, I'm not opposed to people's common sense gun laws because they exist. Like federal background checks. I'm okay with that. I don't want some nut job running around buying up a bunch of firearms and weapons and then going on a spree. I don't want that. But there's bound to be one who's going to slip through the cracks. So I'm going to buy one for myself. Because if he comes near me, being as I'm a responsible firearm owner, I'm gonna put one in the dome piece, save the rest of my ammunition for later in case there's another nut job that needs one in his dome piece. And I can do that with a pistol at distance. Most people say they want that 30-yard range, the kill zone that they call for pistols. I run my target to the end of the range, and I put earrings on it with a pistol. Most people can't do that. Now, it's lining up a shot, granted. I'm not just, you know, quick draw and fire or anything like that, you know, at distance. But it's yeah, there's a reason. People don't understand America's reasons for stuff. And the media does that to everybody. It's not just Americans. There's a reason Americans will say, "Oi, would you like to throw another shrimp on the barbie?" There's a reason that we have that concept in our head. It's called Hollywood and the media. Those stereotypes are there for a reason because they were created by others.
And everybody thinks we don't wear shoes.
And everybody thinks we're all our women are barefoot pregnant in the kitchen and we don't wear shoes. Actually, I'm wearing steel-toed boots right now. So... These images were not conjured up by the masses. They were conjured up by Hollywood and the media. Whether it's the Hollywood media here in the States or the Hollywood media in your own neck of the woods. And they do it on purpose so that you look at us like a bunch of crazy people, or we look at you as a bunch of crazy people. You know, the quintessential image of an Aussie is Crocodile Dundee. Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee. That's what they want us to think of you. All, you know, living out in the middle of that, or his sidekick from the bar that was always dressed with the stuff.
Hello?
Hey, who we got there?
Me.
I thought it was somebody else saying hello. Are you back now?
Yes, it's the red-headed weirdo.
Dude, the mutton chops ain't doing you no favors.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I cannot take this.
I chopped them off. Yes. Look, yeah.
Actually, they're not bad. It's kind of a funny thing. You want to see him? That's Haffix. You don't use the G word with him. He gets a little. You can't call him a ginger.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. I said you can't call him one. I'm just saying. I didn't say you.
As an Australian, you drop the G word, I'm just gonna call you a cunt.
Okay, well, you're welcome to. It's a free country. Well, here it is. I mean, free speech here. You feel free on my channel to say whatever, man. We're all here for fun. We're all here. It's all good, man. Easy there, killer. You're just getting all bent out of shape on anything. You're just ready to pop off. Is that how all you Aussies are? Just ready to pop off about everything?
Pretty much. No, that's right. No. There is one terminology that if you drop that, I'm just gonna But I'm not gonna say it.
You're gonna give the Welded fam ammunition. I'm just telling you. There's some people here that come here will absolutely try to get you to rage. Just putting that out there for you. Do with it what you will. And to them, you have given control. Huh?
Oh no!
Right.
There's a term. There's a specific term that
Hold on.
We'll just differentiate that. But
I hate to, but I've got to get off here today. It's been I'll have to catch you next time, man. Good to see you.
right. No worries, man. Bye.
Later. Love that Aussie crowd. We love the Aussies here. I think they're awesome. Alright, but at any rate, that is going to be it for me today. I got to go get some things ready last minute for the wife as we head on down the road. We're going to be at an event. So, that being said, I'm going to say fare thee well, everyone. Y'all have a blessed day, and we will absolutely, positively see you next time. Probably Sunday or later before I'm back on. So,